Hello everyone, welcome back. This one is a bit of a special video. You can probably already see it why. Because we are outdoors again for the first time this year in 2025, and it's the first day of being outdoors. You would expect it to be pretty crowded and everything, pretty quite a lot of people. It's not at all the case. You can see I'm actually the first guy here that day, so I'm gonna be the first one this year to drive the outdoor track. And it was a week ago, 2 weeks ago almost. And so we're going out for the first time, and keep in mind, engine super cold, track super cold, tires all of it super cold. So take it easy and just enjoy the first time being outdoor again. And you can see the track is slightly wet, and apart from that, the weather is beautiful. I think I had 15 degrees or something, so yeah, it doesn't sound very warm, but coming from 0 degrees, it was pretty nice. So partly in the corners it was quite wet, so it was a bit damp in some corners, and with slicks it gets slippery quite fast. So I were leaning quite aggressive sometimes, especially here in turn 1. There was quite a lot of water till the end of the day, pretty much. And well, my plan was this day was to do 2 10-minute sessions. And yeah, I mean, in the first one we were alone on track, which is amazing. I mean, I can drive my own pace, which is pretty much what I want. But it was not boring, but it was just so much fun also to just be out, and it feels so much better. And actually, I do feel like I did learn something from indoor karting. That being smooth is quicker, and I think I got a bit smoother from indoor karting. Even though most of the time drive could be different and smooth, but that's how it is. I just learned that you need to minimize sliding on exit, which is also what you do in general on outdoors. And that aggressive turn in is also what you do in indoor, so this bit damp is similar. So yeah, obviously the first few lap times are pretty slow. I mean, my best lap time here ever was 28.5, and we are currently doing 34, 33, and we're currently on a 32.7. So we're way off. But I mean, yeah, it's the first time. Trick bit wet, tires cold, everything. So we have to get used to everything again, and just enjoy it also for a while. And yeah, well, so glad being back outdoors, because as you guys know, I hate indoors. So yeah, I'm happy I could be back in outdoor. And yeah, there's a plane coming there. But yeah, let's skip a bit forward now. But now let's take a look at my first lap time. I'm just 32. So braking for turn 1, lock the steering, hit the apex, left let out, to the left, to the right, then brake for the left-hander. Don't slide too much, been sliding a bit there, get on the power earlier. Then left-hander, it is flat in the dry. It is just about flat as well in this damp, just about hitting the wall there with left-hander on the power early, be here rotating the car out, a bit too much slide there probably, but on the power early, going down onto the main straight. And we'll do a 31.96, so just about in the 31s. And yeah, I mean, my driving improved quite fast. I got used to it quite fast. I can drive better than this. I mean, also looking back at it now, I realized that I've been missing the first apex quite a lot of times. I had turn 1 the apex. And beginning it was planned, but I ended up missing it pretty often. Like, it's good now, but first few laps I've been doing it quite a lot. Too much. But yeah, I still just enjoy being back in outdoors, and I mean there wasn't a lot happening in this session, so I think let's just take a look at the best lap time of the first session. And then to the end of the session, the sun really came out. You can see it now, and yeah, it got quite sunny. It was very nice feeling the warmth of the sun under the overall. And I have to learn to speak. Jesus, I'm sorry for my bad English. I know it's definitely, you can definitely improve it, but yeah, could be worse, could be worse. I mean, it's not full video, so I'm happy with it. Whatever, enjoy my fastest lap. I ended up doing a 31.06, so just about not in the 30s, but overall I think it was a decent lap. Definitely room for improvement, but for the first stint, first stint outdoors since half a year, I think that's decent. 6 seconds off. But yeah, I mean, the track is not fully dry, you know, temperatures are not that high up, so yeah, not the best circumstances for hot lapping, but enough to have fun, that's for sure. But yeah, unfortunately, also the session came to an end, and it was a bit of a confusing end, because he just showed me to go into the pits, which, yeah, normally you wave a checkered flag, but he didn't find a checkered flag, it was missing, so you couldn't wave it, obviously. So he just showed me to come to the pits, but I didn't know that I had to come to the pits. So yeah, I just took another lap and I went to the pits, and yeah. Still, I think fun first stint, and yeah, it's definitely great to be back outdoors, and I've said it multiple times already, but I'm just so happy you don't have to stick with indoors and those super tight tracks and everything. It just annoys me. Here we are for the second stint and last stint. This one's gonna be a bit different, first of all, because yeah, there are two other people which are in front of me, so I'll have to work my way past them, and it's gonna be a bit interesting for a few reasons. First of all, we'll have a bit of an interesting encounter with, yeah, it's his boy and his dad, and an interesting encounter with his dad. But more on that later, you will see it. And the other one is my card. So as you know, my cards are often very shit, but I've never had this issue before, which definitely was an interesting one. But pay some closer attention to the sound of the engine as we're gonna leave the pits now. Doesn't really sound too great. I mean, it sounds like it definitely sounds like a tractor, and the power even cut out there for a second. You could hear it there, full throttle, and it's power cut back. So there was definitely something wrong with my card, and I decided to maybe go for another lap and see if it would, maybe if the engine would heat up, it would be any different. But as we're going to go on the main street, and I'm starting to brake, the car just switches off, and I have to stop. So that's never happened to me. I've stopped in a not too great place. to be fair, but yeah, it didn't even start up again. He then even told me to drive into pits, but the car just kept shutting off right away. So there's no way of me going into the pits like this. Again, another try. He told me to go full throttle, but it just doesn't really want to start. So, hopping into the next card. Into a different one. Hopefully this one will be better. Let me tell you, it will be better, but will it be good? That's the question. There's also obviously I paid for all that time, and yeah. But it took some time. It shut off a few times, but he told me it went off again. He told me that I would get another 10 minutes free, and it went off again. It really didn't want to start. Yeah, me cold engines probably ran the first time since half a year, so understandable. Now there's the dad I talked about, and what I wanted to say is he told me I would get another stint for free, but he ended up giving me, like, I don't know, it was 4 minutes, so that I lost by that. So he ended up giving me that extra 4 minutes in the end, letting me drive a bit longer. But yeah, now I just want to get used to this car and get past this guy as quickly as possible. One minute tires a little bit there. Easier than in indoors, that's for sure. And only a lap later, I'm already right behind him. Now, let's see what we can make our way past. It's always interesting how to get past back markers being way slow, and you can see he is definitely way slower, starting out everywhere, but you can't really overtake on a tire track like this. In Rechnitz, you can overtake way better. And it's wider, long and straight. Thought going to the inside for a second, but then I went to the left here. He looked at me, pushed me off the grass, onto the grass. He looked at me, and I were next to him. But he still decided to push me off the track, but whatever, I mean, I were annoyed by that, understandably. And then I decided to go for like very late apex there, maybe get past, but not quite working out. They're going for a very late apex through here to maybe go a switchback, doesn't quite work, but we go down the inside to left-hander. He said to go into the back of us. And yeah, I were fuming a bit. To this day, I still don't understand why he did that. I mean, the first one was... yeah, okay, I mean... it's not great that he pushed me on the track, but that's one thing. But then going the back of me... I mean... one of those things would have been... okay, would have been annoyed, but yeah. But doing both of them a lap after each other... that really made me a bit aggressive, and yeah, I mean, let's look at it once more and tell me what you think about it in the comments as well. I think it was just nonsense, but yeah, just say what you think yourself, and for me it just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, tell me your own opinion down in the comments, and I'm curious what you think about it. I mean, I'm sure that some of you guys who don't really know my German or German voice will find this pretty funny, me being angry there in German, but because they never heard me, probably never even heard me that angry. But yeah, I try to not be angry in these videos, but I thought I would just keep it in there, because that's how I felt. But he actually came over to me after the stint, and hey, he told me something. Yeah, I don't understand, to be honest. He thought he was my son, and he said later as well, because we both have blue helmets. Yeah, sure, because he also has a black overall, a black suit, and gloves and everything. Sure, and he also has a black visor. Sure. Yeah, I didn't understand it, but again, tell me what you think down in the comments. I'm curious to see what you think about this little incident. And yeah, all I could say is that I was just pretty fast, and I will, yeah, way quicker than them. Luckily, otherwise it would have been embarrassing. Now here is another time, 3 minutes later. So we skipped 6 laps forwards roughly, and you can see I'm behind him. He tried to go for a switchback. It works out, we go down the inside, and now we show him how it's really done. You leave the space on the inside. Yeah, I wouldn't have needed to do it, but I want to show him how to do it, and yeah. And by the way, I think he also done some nice work on the blurring out the face of him, because yeah, I don't know if he wants to be in the video. Obviously, I don't know it. So I blurred his face out, and I think done some nice work on that. So happy with myself there. It's actually not that hard, so probably be using that a bit more often in the future. Yeah. And now, just like always, here's my fast lap of the session. Like every time, without commentary. I'm just gonna shut up for a second and enjoy it. Here it is. Well, I got lucky there, because I just about didn't get into traffic from him, just about didn't get slowed down by him, and I managed to do a 29.41, which is a second or 9/10 of my personal best on this track, which I actually did the first ever time I've been on this track, which is kind of sad. I've never been able to beat it, but yeah, whatever. Whatever. Now here we are behind him. He goes slightly defensive. Oh good, he can do it. Now there's his helmet, you can see, and it definitely looks very similar to my helmet. Basically the same. Also I have this weird little thing standing up on my head, which is called a camera. Yeah, whatever, just forget it, Max, just forget it. Don't worry about these things, just ignore it. You have other problems in your life. You're better than him. But here we are alongside him. On the main straight, on his right, he slightly squeezed me there on the inside, but he can do it. It's all fair and square. Just like do it. And we're past him. Just like that. And yeah. The session, the day was coming to an end. I did really enjoy. I'm going to start ending this video because it is pretty much over. And yeah, I just, once again, I can only say I really enjoyed being back outdoors, and while there was some controversy, I'm going to say, with that guy, or some incident, some, yeah, interesting stuff. It was the overall fun day. Well, I tapped the wall there a bit. And yeah, I just think the season only just begun. We still got a lot to go this year. It will get an interesting season depending on how much money I'll get to do how many races. We'll see how much races I'll be able to do this year. I hope to do the whole AUM season, which is probably unlikely because I have no idea how to get the money. I will see about it. Maybe I'll be able to get some sponsors. We'll see. I'll find a way somehow. And yeah, it was a nice video. A bit of shorter one than usual. Still, yeah, I think it's good length. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. And yeah, if you did, then please leave a like in the video, subscribe to the channel because you definitely don't want to miss the stuff that's coming this year. Awesome stuff, because in May, in 1.5 months, almost, yeah, a bit more than 1.5 months, we will have a 24-hour race. It was just took the checkered flag there, so we will have a 24-hour race in AUM, and maybe we'll be testing some 4-stroke race cars this year. Maybe do a race on them. We'll have to see how it goes. I will hopefully be able to try out a 2-stroke race car as well quite soon. I'll have to see about it, but yeah, don't want to miss it, subscribe, and with that being said, take care, have a good one, see you soon, goodbye.